Hey guys, welcome to Atomic Radio Hour, episode 183. Happy New Year. How are you? Hope you're doing well. You look great. What's new? Have you made any resolutions? I saw a tweet the other day that said something like, everyone talks about New Year's resolution, but no one ever talks about New Year's frame rate. I thought it was really funny. How are you? What's new? What's been going on? I hope you're well. What are you listening to? What's new? I recently started listening to some new stuff. Nothing crazy. A friend recommended me a playlist that they made. It's okay. Not everything's my speed, but it's cool to listen to stuff that I'm not normally listening to. I'm not listening to, like, black dudes who died in the 90s talk about selling crack for once. So, you know. Welcome. It's 2022. The first episode I'm recording in 2022, but not the first episode that's going to be released in 2022. There's some changes that I've done to YouTube. I brought it up last episode, but now I fully implemented them. Now, since it's just me, and it's been just me for a while, I'm kind of taking steps to make it more just me. So I've renamed the channel to Old Man Vince, and Twitch is also Old Man Vince. There will be the Atomic Radio Hour podcast will still be hosted there, but since I want to do more than just a podcast, there's a bunch of other stuff. You guys have continued to support me. Thank you. I actually just bought a new toy to play around with, which hopefully will make everything a lot more easier. But everything is kind of moving in this one direction. And because we're moving, because things are changing, again, this will be a shorter episode, but like I said in the past, for me personally, for me to have a better mental everything, I guess, I need kind of just shorter episodes for right now to work on myself, to work on the show, to make things a little bit better. Welcome. Thank you for being here. I brought it up a couple episodes, so I'm not going to really bring it up again. The Patreon has changed over a little bit. Thank you to you guys again. But yeah, I'm kind of liking this new feel that I have going on. I don't have the mic on the mic stand. Remember once, probably almost 100 episodes. I think it was like almost exactly 100 episodes. I think it was like 80 something. No. Yeah, maybe like 80 something. Olive and I did one where I had the mic in my hand and it just felt natural and it kind of felt like a prop. So I kind of want to see how that feels. I still have my mic stand. It's right over there. I also kind of like the idea of the mic being in different areas. So like you can and can't hear the differences of where the mic is. I kind of feel like that gives it more of like a roomy feel. Like you're in the room with me kind of deal. Like we're talking to each other. I don't know. I also have to edit this, so I don't know what it's going to look like. If I don't like anything in this, we'll go from there and figure it out. But hello. Welcome. I got to check out a theater in my area recently that I'd never been to before. The theater that I go to is real pretentious. They got like 3 screens. I think they have three screens. They only show 3 movies like at a time ever. They might have 4 movies and like one movie switches out because they only play it during like the afternoon. And I go to this new place and it's like it's not an AMC. It's like a local. It might be a chain. I'm not sure, but it might even be a local chain. But I go to see Spider-Man. And guys, let me tell you how good this Spider-Man movie is. I'm not a Disney person. I'm not a shill for Disney. I don't simp for Disney, as the kids might say. That might have actually just screwed up the video's analytics, because I know on Twitch you can't say simp. I don't know how YouTube's doing it. But, you know, you might go see this movie. Like, if you grew up with Spider-Man as a kid, like I did, go see, when I went to take my brother to the midnight release for Spider-Man on the PS4, I bought him a copy and I bought myself a copy. And then he broke his copy somehow and I gave him mine. And I'm like searching through all my boxes from when I moved out here going, where in the gosh damn is my copy of Spider-Man for the PS4? And then I called him like, do you have it? He's like, yeah, remember you gave it to me. I really want to like replay that because like it just feels good. I felt like such a little kid. Hopefully Kyle and I are working on a little something. But yeah, I just think people should see. But this theater that I went to, and again, don't give Disney more money than they need. This movie probably made $2 billion. But like, I don't know what's a spoiler and what's not a spoiler, because I'm not going to spoil anything, don't worry. But like, to see what I saw, there's a scene like maybe a third of the way in that like events happened. And I was like, oh my God. Like, I just started like crying. I was like crying in the club, dude. Like, and before the movie even started, I got to see the Sonic movie trailer on a big silver screen. And like, just seeing Mystic Ruins from Sonic Adventure 1 had me crying in the club. Like, it just not healthily, like not like in a healthy way, like way too much for like a grown ass man to be crying in the theater. And like, the point that I really want to get at with this theater going experience, other than seeing this movie that I rather enjoyed, is that this is like a 21st century theater. The theater that I grew up in was like shitty. I mean, like, it was okay, but the dude who owned it was kind of shitty, and like, he would never turn the heat on or never turn the air on until the movie was like halfway through. And like, people would bitch and moan. He's like, okay, I'll turn it on now. And then like not turn it on for like another 15, 20 minutes. The popcorn was okay, but like tickets were like $7, right? It was cheap, $8 at the most. Like, you couldn't really bitch and moan. And I go to this new place and I go to sit down or I go to buy my ticket. And first thing that was weird was there was like a young kid behind the counter, some like 18, 19-year-old kid with like a post-contemporary haircut. And she's like, oh, just go ahead and pick your seat on this like little screen, Bob. And I'm like, what? I'm like, pick the screen. I'm like, okay, E5 or E6, whatever my seat was. And I'm like, and I can't hear because I took my headphone out because I normally have headphones on me, but I took my headphones out and I still can't hear. This place is so fucking loud. And she's like, pick a seat. And then I like tried picking the seat. Nothing's working. And I was like, oh, it's not a touchscreen. I was like, give me E5. And she's like, that one's taken already. I'm like, what? Wait, hold on. What? Like, I didn't even process that I had to like, that people were like taking these seats. I was like, all right, give me the one next to it. So then my dumbass realizes that it's like E4 and E5 are taken, and then they were blue, and then everything white was open. So in the entire theater, I took the seat next to two people because there was only like 4 other people that had already reserved tickets, and they were like scattered all over the place. So I go in and I sit down in this chair, and it's a recliner. Like, it's a recliner ass recliner. Like, it had buttons. Like, it had buttons to move my like, I could lean back. Like, I'm chilling. Like, I was chilling in the theater and sitting there, like, hanging out. I'm like sending Kyle, because Kyle was like my movie buddy. It's who Kyle and Vince Likes thing started out as Kyle and Vince Go to the Movies, because I was going to make it a thing where I was going to go to the movies once a week or every other week with Kyle to go see a flick, and then we were going to review it. And I'm sitting there like, I'm like sending pictures. I'm like, dude, this theater's crazy, bro. I was like, look how much room, like I'm a big dude. I've been a big dude my whole life. I'm wide, I'm broad, whatever the, you know, I'm a big guy, a large fella. A person of size is my favorite way I've ever heard anyone describe me. And like, to have that much room, like, just feet wise, because in my theater I used to sit with my like knees pretty high up and my feet like all the way back. It was just what was most comfy for me. But I'm chilling, dude. I'm hanging out, watching. I got a hair in my mouth. Watching this movie, just enjoying myself. People like coming by. I'm like, lowering the little foot stand so they can get by. Then they'd go by and I go, and I'd bring it back up. And like, I didn't get popcorn, so I don't even know how the popcorn was. But yeah, like. So, and like, to segue nicely into my next topic, I've been going to my theater, but the theater that I go to, the one time I went to it that was like packed was when I saw Roadrunner, the Bourdain movie, and nobody really had a mask on. Like, it was kind of in that era where it's like, oh, if you got your shot, you're good to go. And I had my shot, so I was good to go. And I had waited the time and what have you and whatnot. And I go to, going to this theater, I'm like, all right, things are getting crazy again. Like, all my family in New York has told me like Omicron is people's lives up. So I'm like, all right, if that's what's going on, I'm gonna throw a mask on. And like, today at work, today is 1/5/2022, so the 5th of January. I like went to lunch, came back from lunch, went to go wash my hands. And then someone was like, hey, man, mask up. I was like, what's going on? He's like, we got to mask up. But one of the higher ups is like, we got to mask up. I'm like, why? What's going on? He's like, I don't know. We got to wear masks. And I was like, I've been here all day. It's like 12:30. Like, I've been here all day. That's the first I'm here. Nobody goes, dude, I don't know. I just walked in the building. You just got to put a mask on. So now we're required to wear masks again at work. I really hope the world shuts down. Like, I work throughout the entire pandemic so far. And like, even if it's for 3 weeks to a month, just a month off of just sitting on my couch and like collecting unemployment or what have you, and just chilling, it sounds amazing. Like just hanging out, just doing not a thing, not a wing wang, not a jim jang, nothing. Just, I very much would enjoy that. I'd really, really like that. So I don't know, if you are where you are, get a vaccination. People are like, well, you don't know what's in the vaccine. And it's like, all right, pal, I guess technically you don't, because I'm not going to sit there and look up, oh, hey, what's in Moderna? What's in Pfizer? What's in all these other shit? But I've also never met anyone with polio, mumps, chicken, or smallpox. So I'm going to go get it. I'm going to get a booster. I'd like to get on a plane sometime this year. I don't know where I'm going, but I'd like to get on a plane at some point. So I'm probably going to go get boosted, baby. Haha. I'm liking this a lot so far. I like having, ain't nothing but sweat inside my hand. No, wait, hold on. How does it go? You know what I could do with the mic of my hand? Wait, how the okay, Google. What are the lyrics? You know what I could do with the mic in my hand?
I found this on the web.
I'm on an award tour with Muhammad, my man. Going easy and everything with the mic in my hand. That's what I'm thinking of. On an award tour with Muhammad, my man. Going each and every place with the mic in their hand. That's what I'm thinking of. Okay, cool. That's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking of Tribe. So before we get into the lore, like I said, we're doing kind of a shorter thing because I'm kind of messing around, kind of doing some stuff. Trying to figure some stuff out. Is that everything I wanted to talk about? Let me just double check, baby girl. Yeah, cool. So, also, I really want to give a shout out real quick before I do anything else. I don't know why to think of this. On screen is the new logo. I might even put it as the logo for the podcast description. The new logo for the channel. There's two of them. I'll probably put both of them up. I like the pixelated one. I like the smooth out one, but I like the pixelated one as well. But it's of me. It's actually the first like bit of art that someone has made for me, and I just said, let me buy it. So thank you to the Deadly Lampshade. It should be on screen. Like I said, if you're an audio person, it should be the thumbnail on your podcatcher. That is me. It's the Old Man Vince logo. It's what the channel is. It's what my personal Twitter, which I guess is going to be the channel's Twitter now. Unless I make a Ghoulman Twitter, because Ghoulman's kind of like the parent thing. Because that's like what my phone's vibrating. That's what like the Patreon and whatnot is. But I doubt I'm going to do that. I think I'm just going to keep it simple. And yeah, it's on screen. Thank you so much for doing that. He didn't have to do it. He just was like, I made this. It was a sketch I did. A little doodle, little daddle. So thank you for that. I want to get into this lore. It's from Fallout 1. So I'm excited to talk about that because that's, I love the OG Fallout 1. We're leaving toxicity in 2021. Don't sign up for friend meeting apps or just dating apps in general. I don't know if I ever told the story on here, but when I first moved to Colorado, I probably shouldn't tell the story on here. When I first moved to Colorado, everyone back home was like, dude, sign up for Bumble, sign up for Tinder, like get on that shit. Like, I'm like, I don't know, that's weird. Like, what if I meet like the Craigslist killer, but they're on like a dating app and they're like, dude, just do it. Come on. You just need to meet people. You're going to be out there. You don't know nobody. All right, fine, I'll get it. So like I download it and like, I don't know, I'm just picky. And like, I'll see one thing I don't like, and I'm just trying to meet people, And eventually I see there's ones like Bumble Friends and Bumble Business or whatever. So I click on Bumble Friends, and like everyone is the same. And it's like, I'm just a dude being a guy hanging out with the bros. I like hiking and biking. On top of that, I also kind of like, Dungeons and Dragons and videos, James. Minecraft, anybody? And then like their PSN name and shit. And I'm like, oh my God, dude, you're just trying too hard. Like, to me, that's how it feels. So I wind up just like swiping on some homeboys, right? Some dudes, some fellas. Not thinking anything of it because I'm in Bumble Friends. And then like I realized, at least in this part of Colorado that I'm in, a ton of gay dudes are using Bumble Friends. I have nothing against the homosexuals. I have most of my friends growing up were somewhere on the spectrum. I mean, Olive was my co-host for 160 plus episodes. And like, I realized that these dudes were like not looking for friendship, but like something a lot more that I was not willing to partake in. So yeah, sorry, I don't know how we even got there. Let's go to the Patreon. What's up, guys? What's up, baby girl? What's up, baby? Take me out to dinner. What's going on, guys? Thank you to the Patreon. Because of you guys, I can mess around and try new things and work new magic. I really like having the mic in my hand. We might be switching over to a non-mic stand program. I might be buying like an XLR mic. So I feel like I'm on a stage. What's the deal with airline food? Thank you, Patreon. Because of you guys, I feel supported, I feel loved and appreciated, and I can do more fun stuff like this. Mess around with the format. Mess around with this and that. Bob it a goop, skip it a cream. We got to thank some people. Because of you guys, the show is possible in a more exponential way. Bigger, it's better. It's just more fun, too, knowing that someone cares. So let's thank the people we got to thank. First up, we have to thank Noah, the OG. Thank you, Noah. After that, we have to thank Danny. Thank you, Danny. And after Danny, we have to thank Marcus. Thank you, Marcus. Like I said, because of you guys, we continue to do this. Like I said, I bought something new for the show, for the program. I don't know how long it's going to take to configure it, but hopefully and I also have to buy more USB ports now that I think about it. Shit. I don't know if it has like I don't know if my laptop has that tiny little USB 3, John, and I don't even know if that does. I have to check it out, but it should help me with a lot of things to speed them up rather quickly. Thank you for being here. Thank you for your love. Thank you for your support. But it is now time to go into the lore. All right, guys. So every week, you know what it is. You know what it is. You know what it am, what it be, what it do. I ask a question in the Discord. Make sure you join the Discord. I ask a question in the Discord and I say like, hey, I'm thinking of a this or a that. And first person to get it this time, again, I effed up. And I asked the question the day I record, and I was like, I'm thinking of a year. And I think like one person might have responded. So I might continue it. I don't know how I'm feeling about it, but I might do it. Anyway, point I'm getting at. No one picked. So I knew I was going to do something a little shorter, a little smaller, just test some things out, see how things go with this new kind of formatting thing I'm doing. And I thought, you know what? Let's do one on one of the older games. I feel like I haven't done one on an older game in a while, so I wanted to do one that came from Fallout 1 or Fallout 2. I think I just went on the Fallout wiki and just typed in Fallout 1 and like looked through, or just typed in Fallout and just like looked through the main Fallout 1 page to see what they had, right? And I'm looking, and eventually I hit a character that I really, really love, Gizmo. So if you want to hear any lore whatsoever, make sure you're in the Discord. Once a week, I'll ask a question. First person to get the question right gets to pick the lore. This week, nobody picked it, so I picked it myself. And the lore is on Gizmo from Fallout 1. A gargantuan man who runs his own casino in the west side of Junktown. A glutton who bullies those in his way. Hates do-gooders like Killian Darkwater, who he wants to take over Junktown from. So Killian Darkwater's grandfather, after the Great War, started whatever you want to say, Junktown. And Gizmo, let me see if his age is on the wiki. Hold on. Gizmo's age actually isn't on the wiki here, but I mean, there's a picture of him on screen, so you can see that he's older. It's 80-something years. He's definitely not 80, but I wouldn't be surprised if through the Killian Darkwater's lineage, the Darkwater lineage, I wouldn't be surprised if he, like, knew Killian's dad or, like, even somewhat of Killian's grandfather and was like, fuck this guy. But he wants to take over the town from Killian. Gizmo has tried to kill Gillian multiple times. Each time he's attempted to kill him, he kept his hands pretty clean and never did any of the dirty work himself. He had all of the dirty work outsourced to the skulls. So I just wanted to double check the skulls on the wiki real quick. There's honestly not that much on here to say about them. Other than there's like Vinny, Victor, Shark, Sherry, and then a Skulls gangster. They do all the dirty work for Gizmo. They're like low tier, they're raiders with a name pretty much. And they do his dirty work, but it says right here, Vinny has a deal with Killian Darkwater. The Skulls do not bother Killian, and he does not bother them as long as they keep it low key. So he has the Skulls like working for him, but like they don't give a shit. I have written in my notes here, he's a piece of shit, Gizmo. He has a lapdog or bodyguard named Izzo, who is a master of martial arts and is rarely not at his side. Illicit business is his business, Gizmo. He knows several traders in the business of illegal goods that are in the hub that he has a connection with. And he has one goal and one goal only, and it is power. If Killian was to no longer be alive or be around for whatever reason, Gizmo could have full control of Junktown. Actually, let me see something quick while I'm here. There's going to be a clay model of Gizmo's head on screen. I know there's an ending that you can get if he kills Killian and takes over Junktown, and it pretty much turns into like this cesspit of debauchery and sleaziness and sex. All right. That's pretty much everything I have written. It's everything I've really wanted to go over. So let's go over some of the fun facts that I'm going to get right off the wiki. I get all of my lore off of fallout.fandom.com. After Gizmo's death, his corpse is left where it was, keeled over his desk. If the Vault Dweller visits the casino sometime later, his corpse appears changed, rotting, with insects flying above it. Should the Vault Dweller return a while later, the corpse is no longer there. Gizmo is also much larger than the non-playable character. He never walks. He attacks from his desk, making him an easy target. He, along with Overseer Jorcerin, are the only two people in the game that are seen sitting down. In the files for Fallout 2, Gizmo remains as what is referred to as legacy content. He only appears in the first one, and his talking head, his entire character, is voiced by Jim Cummings. So not only is Jim Cummings doing the voice of the Master in this game, he's also doing the voice of Gizmo. And on top of that, he's the voice of Winnie the Pooh, which is never going to not make me laugh. Because every time I see Winnie the Pooh now, all I think is like, the unity. Like, I just think of this amalgamated human, our boy Rich, just fused into a bunch of other people. Just die. That makes sense to somebody. That makes sense to somebody who's played Fallout 1. I think that's about it. That is lore. Cool. What do you guys want to see? As I've been saying and as you've been seeing and hearing, hopefully, things are changing. Things have changed. What do you want to see? I want to make changes, and I want to do things. And I want to do things that are fulfilling to me, but I also want to do things that people enjoy. Like, I don't want to just make something that's like, that only I'm going to laugh at. Like, that's what, and I've said this before. I think I've said this recently. Craig McCracken said when they were making Powerpuff Girls, they never thought like, oh, is this funny? They just thought, what's going to make us laugh? And that's what I want. Like, I want something that's going to make me laugh, but also, like, you know, I want other people to enjoy it too. So what do you want to see? You want to see more streams? Do you want to see YouTube stuff? I know I really don't have much to show other than the shit post of, like, the top 10s that I've done in the past. But, like, what do you want to see? What do you want to hear? What do you want to know? I want to revamp the Discord a bit. I know, I keep saying that I'm doing these things, and I am. I just, Kyle's like the admin. Like, there's me who owns it to an extent, and then there's Kyle. So, like, I kind of want to do things with Kyle because he's the dude who's, like, in charge if I'm not around and whatnot. So, I'm not putting it on somebody else. I'm just saying, like, we need to have, like, an old school sit down and talk. But I want to know what you guys think. I'm just hungry for feedback, and I get it every now and again. It's a slow IV drip, but I'm not ungrateful for that. I'm grateful for it. It's like the best drug ever. Like, when you get it, positive or negative, whenever you get it, it's great. So I hope you guys are good. I can't really do the not wine joke when I have this in my hand. So here now. So I'm going to call the episode here. Like I said, I'm trying something new. Kind of a new setup. I've never directly mentioned it, but this is a green screen. I don't know if it's going to work. I'm kind of going to try to use this. Why I want to make this episode shorter. So if I have to work out any kinks, I can work out the kinks right away. I hope you guys like it. I've had it here forever, so I'm finally using it. I don't know how the shadows are going to work. Like, my arm here is probably messing it up completely. I'll buy a light kit or something eventually. Our intro music is by Shane Ivers. Thank you to Shane. If you want to get Feather Duster or any of his slappers, you can get it on silvermansounds.com/free music. Thank you to the Patreon. Once again, there's a Redbubble where you can buy some designs if you like what you see to support the show. Another great way to support the show is just by sharing it, by telling people what you like, what you saw here today. Sharing it, liking the video does a tremendous deal for me. I hope you're well. Join the Discord, follow me on Twitter, follow the show on Twitter, follow Kyle on Twitter. Thank you again to the Patreon. Like I said, anybody's bought anything off Redbubble. Deadly Lampshade, again, thank you for the artwork, which should have been on screen. It's going to be on the little thumbnail for the pod catchers. I think that's about everything. I hope this year is off to a good start for you. I hope you're happy. I hope you're well. I hope you're smiling. Be safe. I love you. I will speak with you soon. Goodbye. Atomic Radio Hour Podcast. A Ghoulman Entertainment production.